What's up, everybody? Mo here, and today I'm bringing you guys some gameplay on Mordekaiser, Morgana, Shadow Isles, Demacia. Mainly it's just mono Shadow Isles with Mage Seeker and Morgana. And I actually think this is probably the best deck in the game. If it's not the best deck in the game, it's easily like a top 3, because sometimes there's not just one definitive best deck in the game. But if you like mid-range decks and you like unit-based decks, this is going to be the best unit-based deck in the game, by far. So, with that being said, I'm going to go over the deck list, kind of what each card, the purpose serves of the deck list, so you guys understand how to pilot the deck, how it functions, and then I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of games I played with the deck to kind of pop off and show you what's up with it. So, before I get into all that, I wanted to remind you guys that 68% of the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to me, so if you can do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. It helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm, and coming back into LOR community, it'll help out so much with that as well. So that's going to be it for that. I just really appreciate it. We've done a lot. You guys have been really welcoming for me back in here, and it's been a really enjoyable experience. So I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. Let's get into the deck. So how this deck functions, I'm going to go over kind of what it does, what each card purpose is in the deck, and then I'll show you guys some games with it. So the main purpose of this deck is to just be a mid-range deck that has insane value, like infinite value almost. So you can clear the early game by just making blockers with things like Fading Icon, Ceaseless Sentry. So really good blockers, really good ways to stall. You can even play Wings in the Wave and get 2 0-1s. It's going to be a nice way to stall. You can do the 0-1s will turn into good things for your Spirit Leech, your Hate Spike early, anything like that. So on turn 2, you can actually kill a doggo because you can do things like Wings in the Wave, Hate Spike. We play Soul Harvest, kill doggo. Ways to do that. That's also another thing I'm going to do is kind of give you a rundown of each matchup. So we're going to go to the stats and I'll show you guys like some of the most popular decks and tell you what the game plan is again. But yeah, so you have a lot of early game, and then around the mid game is when you start to get really annoying. So you have Legends of Severed. I think this card's absolutely broken. I think this card should be like a 2-2. It should be a 2-2 or a 4-1 or just not a 4-2. That line for something that gives Deathless, or it should cost more mana. But being able to curve this gives Deathless onto your Mage Seeker is absolutely insane in a lot of matchups. Just having a challenger tough unit that can't die or comes back is really nice. But also being able to put it onto something like your Spectral Hound, being able to put it on something like your Mordekaiser, protect you in the control matchups. There's just so many ways that this card ends up being absolutely insane. And don't get this wrong, a lot of people will try and sell you on this, like, oh, it's a Mage Seeker Inquisitor deck, like you can print suppressions. That's not actually like what this deck is trying to do. It's just like something the deck can do, but it's not what the deck is trying to do. What the deck is trying to do is just simply get infinite units, infinite value, get into the late game, and just infinitely print Rekindlers. And it turns all of your removal-based spells into save spells. So all your Hate Spikes just turn into 2 mana, revive this unit. Death Grasp is 3 mana, revive this unit. Glimpse is 2 mana, revive this unit. It basically just becomes, how do I outvalue my opponent and how do I just outgrind them? So your goal is just to not die before turn 7 or 8. Hopefully have a good unit that you can kill with Mordekaiser on 7. Play the Mordekaiser, kind of pop off, start to stabilize. After turn 7 and 8, this is assuming you are not dead to burn. You probably just win the game because your opponent will not have the units or the board to be able to take you on once you have mana held up to be able to save your units with things like Glimpse, Hate Spike, Death's Grasp. So that's the idea behind this deck. Now I'm going to go over each card individually, kind of tell you what their role is. So I'll start with the champions, Morgana Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is very straightforward. It's just kill 2 allies. The value on that's really nice. If you end up only killing 1 ally, that's fine too. But sometimes you do want to just get a whole lot of value out of it. So sometimes I don't just slam them on 7. I'll play like a Rekindler on 7. And then they have to kill whatever champion the Rekindler brings back, which is mostly going to be a Morgana. So they have to deal with the Morgana. Otherwise, Morgana can start to do crazy stuff. And if they deal with the Morgana, then you just next turn go, okay, Mordekaiser, Rekindler, get back my Rekindler. I'm happy now, right? Obviously, the nuts is also you have Iron Hound out, you have Mage Inquisitor out, and you're able to just fill the board with units or fill the board with suppressions to make it so if they want to play spells, they're going to have to spend a whole lot of mana to do so and basically skip half of their turn. Or, of course, Spectral Iron Hound is just good to be able to say, you know what, I'm just going to make a whole bunch of 8/4s, fill the board with units, and just attack you with a whole bunch, or stall into your mid-range deck, which is really good. You can even kill off some Ceaseless Sentries to draw some cards, which is going to be very good. Mordekaiser has a lot of good value in turn 7 and 8. Morgana is just used as a way to stall. You can play Morgana just on 5 as like a 3-4 lifesteal unit if you have to. Don't feel like you absolutely need to get the value out of the curse shackles and all that jazz. You can just play her. If you just need to curve out, do that. If you give her Undying and curve her out, that's perfectly fine. There's a lot of cool things you can do that aren't bad, you know? There's a lot of cool things you can do with her that is more than just I play on 5 to shackle something twice. Of course, if you can shackle something twice, that's nice. If your opponent's going to pass their attack token so it doesn't get shackled, then just let them pass their attack token, and that's good. But she's just very solid at controlling the board. And then, of course, the biggest thing about her is if you draw 2 of her, her spell is Dark Binding, which is just one of the best anti-open attack tools we have in the game now. It's very, very, very good. Equipment. So I'm playing 1 Darkened Halberd. This is a tech that I made last night. Well, first, I tried the deck for the first time yesterday and went on a tear. I think I went on a tear. Let me check here. I feel like I ended up doing not as well as I thought I did. So 60% win rate, not bad. We had like a really unlucky streak here for a minute, but I know like when we started playing the deck, we ended up doing really well with it. So we hit a little bit of Nora nonsense here. Basically, this guy opened with hitting double portals on turn 3, and they were both 5-power portals. And then this person did the exact same thing. They summoned the 5/4 can't block Trifarian into the unit that says like if you control another Noxus unit, make me a 5/2. And so they open attacked me for 12 damage or something like that on turn 3. It was not very fun. And then so yeah, stuff like that kind of happened. But all in all, deck's very good. So I like Halberd for a couple reasons. One, it lets you apply pressure in the matchups you need pressure. So things like your control matchups, if you just need to make your units bigger into some mid-range matchups, that's totally fine. 2, it is a burst, or it's a focus speed way to trigger Mordekaiser later on if you need to do that. So let's say it's turn 7, you only have 1 mana available, you can Mordekaiser. They're going to think, oh, they only have 1 mana, so they're not going to be able to hate spike me or not be able to get extra value out of stuff. So you could just Darken Halberd then, kill something, Mordekaiser will revive it, and that's really good. Or also, it turns into this very late game big unit, a 10 mana 10/10. Attack, first time I attack, fill your attackers with revived ephemeral copies of the strongest followers you've slain this game. So sometimes, if that includes a singular Mage Seeker Inquisitor, then what that means is you get to attack your opponent, burst speed summon a suppression, and now your opponent just cannot play spells and react to your attack, and it's absolutely disgusting. So oftentimes against decks like Karma or Seraphine, if they spend their turn 10 playing a Karma or playing stuff and not getting rid of or bouncing this Terash, even if you have it, if they play it on like, you know, if they can't really deal with this on turn 10 and you get to open attack with it, if your open attack summons an Inquisitor, you just win the game on the spot, which is nice. But most of the time, it's just to make your units a little bit beefier. Against Mage Seeker Inquisitor into those control decks, again, you're going to want this to be able to apply pressure early, so turn your 3/1 into, you know, a 5/3, which takes it out of Mystic Shot range, and the 1 mana deal 1 range from all the Nora decks and stuff like that, which is pretty good. But also, into the control decks, you make your Mage Seeker Inquisitor a 5/4 tough. And for those of you that don't remember, Poppy was a 5/4 tough, and that card absolutely just dominated control. Granted, she also buffed your entire team. But the issue with Poppy was that we couldn't effectively kill her. And so if you take that stat line with that keyword, which means it's basically you cannot kill it efficiently, turns out card is really good. So if you can give it Deathless, you give it big, you start killing your opponent's board, you also just make it so they can't ever get rid of this Inquisitor, it lives until turn 7, boom, you kill with Mordekaiser, you're big chillin'. So that's what the Halberd's in here for. So that's going to be probably the most unique card in the deck, is that Halberd, because a lot of people aren't playing it. I think the tech is really, really good, and I highly recommend you play it. It'll win a lot of mirrors for you, because you just get to play like a 10/10, which is pretty sick. And if they try to kill the 10/10 and you have a Mordekaiser in play, you have like Hate Spike, Glimpse, you know, stuff like that to bring it back, so you're not too worried about it. Outside of that, so let's go into the units. Wings of the Wave most of the time is going to be used as a 0/1, 2/0/1s to be able to turn on the rest of your deck that needs to kill things. Sometimes you can make it a 3/3 in the late game to trigger Mordekaiser, or just make it a 3/3 to be able to survive the mid-range nonsense your opponent's doing. Ceaseless Sentry, just a very solid card. 2/1s, be able to block a lot of 2-drops, sometimes some 3-drops, and then it draws you a card. Fading Icon's a 3/1, be able to kill Dog on turn 2, block anything with 3 HP on turn 2, which is really nice. Also, it's a fearsome blocker, so in the mid game, it's pretty decent there. Legion of the Severed, I think this card's absolutely broken. The number one targets I put on this is Mage Seeker, Inquisitor, another Legion of the Severed, so you can not go infinite, but you can go like Legion of the Severed, give Deathless to Legion of the Severed, get Deathless to something else, and all of a sudden now you're going to have like 3/4/2 blockers, and your opponent can't get through that with their mid-range stuff. And then you can do Spectral Ironhound is really good, Mordekaiser is good, or Rekindler is good. All of those options are very solid. After the Inquisitor, it just depends on the matchup. It depends on if it's a board-based deck, so you're going to want the more units. If it's a control deck, so you're going to want the Inquisitors to come around, or a control deck, so you're going to want the Ironhound to come around and just give you a whole bunch of units. It really depends. Inquisitor is very solid. Think of this tool not as like, oh, I need to catch them when they can't play the suppression. Probably don't just tempo this card out on turn 4. I like to try and save it to where the curse is actually inconvenient for them. If you just slam it down first action turn 4, they're just going to go, okay, get rid of my suppression, play a unit, pass. And they're going to turn 5 with full mana. It's just not going to really matter to them. So try and find a way where this can tax their spell mana, where it taxes like the big turn coming up if they need all their mana for something. Make it so they can't really do that. Make it less efficient for them to be able to get rid of the curse. Don't just tempo it out on turn 4, unless, of course, you absolutely need to. Spirit Leash is just a good way to draw cards, very solid. Spectre Hound, really good mid-range tool. If it gets Undying, you'll just win every mid-range matchup because you summoned an 8/4. They can't attack into you because if you block, you'll get another 8/4 and another 5/1, and it's really solid. And then, of course, Rekindler is how we're going to end the game with infinite champions. After that, spells. So spells are all straightforward. I'm not going to go over those too much. It's just really good kill spell, really good kill spell, really good kill spell for dog. Hellstones is really unique. I like the fact that you can get your stuff out of Hate Spike. So if you're in the mirror match and your opponent tries to Hate Spike one of your units, you can mark the Isles to get it out of Hate Spike range, which is pretty nice. Oftentimes I'll do that where I'll go to like Hate Spike your unit, and then you go, oh, Hate Spike your unit first, so that way you don't kill my stuff. And then I'm just like, okay, mark the Isles, cool. All my stuff still goes off. I kill your unit. I bring this thing back with Mordekaiser. It's very nice. Another thing you can do is Crumble is a 5 mana slow speed way to kill something. If you have Mordekaiser in play, it comes back to you. And then a really big one is Spirit's Journey, which is really cool. So this has a lot of cool interactions where you can kill your own unit and then revive it. Oftentimes you can do this into like the Mage Seeker. You could do this into really a lot of things that you need to just kill and revive. A Rekindler is really nice. Anything that has a summon effect is good. It's also just a nice way to stop open attacks. If your opponent's trying to open attack you for lethal, you have Spirit's Journey, which is, 6 mana kind of Vengeance. It's not as good as Vengeance, but it's like pseudo Vengeance, so it's kind of like a third Vengeance in there if you need it in an open attack. But that's going to be it for as far as like going over the deck, how it plays, all of that stuff. Next, we're just going to look at top popular decks here, 7 days. So we're going to go over what the most played decks are. We'll go on current patch and tell you guys what how I would play against them. So Elder Dragon Volibear here, you're just trying to apply a lot of pressure. You're trying to apply a lot of pressure, and your Mage Seeker is going to be very good because it's going to stop them from casting ramp spells. But outside of that, really, it's just play a 2-drop, play a 3-drop. This is where Halbert would be really good. If you go turn 1, play your 2-drop. If it's the 3/1 that summons if it's Fading Icon, you can just kill the prey, make your Fading Icon a 5/3, and then just start beating face for 5. That's really solid game plan. That applies a lot of pressure to your opponent. And later on, your Mage Seeker is going to be really good. You can typically kill. They don't play a lot of units, and then if they do play some amount of units, most of the time you can just kill them with things like Death Grasp on summon or in response to the like Elemental going on to it. So if they play like the 5/4 or the 5/5, you can just go Death Grasp in response to it getting tough or it getting Deathless. Morgana Riven, this matchup is pretty good for you. So this one, you're basically just needing to not die early. So you're going to want all your early game units to block out this early game damage. And then in the late game, they're going to try and overwhelm you with things like things like Enraged with Might, Kato with Enraged, something like that. And you're going to be able to beat that with just things like Death's Grasp, Vengeance. Once it gets to those turn 6, turn 7, you're probably going to have your Mordekaiser out and have a lot of damage. And then Mage Seeker Inquisitor is really, really good into these decks. It's going to tax a lot of their mana. If you can set it up where they go turn 6, play a dragon, and you can go like, okay, Mage Seeker with Deathless, kill it off, Mage Seeker again, and then all of a sudden they have to spend 6 mana on their turn 7. Like, at most, they're going to have 10 mana. So then you can just make them spend 6 of that so they can actually cast spells. They only have 4 mana to work with. That means that they can only either do Might or Spell Shield. They can't do both. They can't do Might Spell Shield. They can't do Might Whirling Death. There's a lot of stuff they just can't do. So that's very solid. And And that's going to be how you beat the Morgana Riven matchup. Oftentimes, it's going to be just Mage Seeker stalling them out. You're going to stall a little bit, Mage Seeker, make it so that you're going to tax their big turn whenever they're getting ready to hit you with the overwhelms. You're going to be able to do that. They do play Pale Cascade and Brothers Bond, so things like Soul Harvest is not really going to work often, but you might as well try it. And then, of course, we have Tellstones as fast speed, Vengeance as fast speed, Vengeance as fast speed. They do play the Spell Shield card often. I guess this specific list is not playing the Spell Shield card, but a lot of times they're playing the new... Black Shield, the Spell Shield card. So what I would often do is I'll start with a way that could kill it, and then just be mindly of that, so that way if they do Spell Shield, you can just pop it with a Hate Spike or something like that, which is... and that matchup's going to be pretty good for you. Garrett, as we see here, I wonder if it has the... Yeah, so 47% win rate, not very good for it. Next is going to be Elder Dragon Garen. So this matchup is insanely bad, as you see here, a 20% win rate for it. And that's because you simply just stall. You stall the early game. We're going to play units that can block all of their stuff. If you can kill their Battlesmith with Soul Harvest, you just win the game, because then they're not going to be able to apply insane pressure. You have your 4-2, which is going to be nice, into your Mage Seeker, which is going to be nice. Giving anything Deathless is insane. The other day I had a game where I went Legion of the Severed, give my other Legion Deathless, play that one, give my Spectral Hound Deathless. So this was my turn 3 play. I played it again on turn 4, so it gave me 2 4-2 blockers, which is going to beat any elite that they play. It's going to play any elite that they play, plus it getting buffed by a blacksmith, which is really, or a battlesmith, which is really nice. And then turn 5, I just simply played a Iron Hound, can trade your board away, and then I'll get another 2 units after you attack into me. And it's just not very good for your opponent after that. And then of course after turn 7, you're just going to go, here's my Mordekaiser, here's my Rekindler, I'm just going to have infinite value, and you just can't do anything about it. That matchup's going to be really good for you. Nor Elder Dragon, again, you see this is a really good matchup for Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser Morgana, you'll quickly learn, is just a really broken deck. How I beat this deck a lot of the time is I'm going to be playing a lot of early aggression. You have the Halberds, you have the Mage Seeker Inquisitors, and then you eventually just get too much value with Mordekaiser plus Rekindler, and they just simply cannot stop it. Their number 1 card against you is going to be the... Broadmane. If they don't have Broadmane, they cannot win the game. So you just simply wait until they try to Broadmane you, and then you can Death Scratch the Broadmane or Vengeance the Broadmane or something like that, and it's going to be very good. But Inquisitor is going to be exquisite in this matchup. Tough is really hard for them to deal with. If you look at the deck list, they have a singular card that does more than 1 damage, so they have a singular card that can deal with Tough. So that's going to be really good for you, especially if you give it Halberd, so it's really hard for it to actually die. If you give it Undying, so that way they have to kill it twice. Undying, so that way later on, if you Mordekaiser, you're going to get 2 back, which is going to be very sick. So there's a lot of things that makes it really hard for them to deal with. And this controlling style matchup is basically just apply pressure, have the Mage Seeker, Halberd something, be happy. And then one more is going to be Zed Gwyn. This matchup should also be fairly decent for you. I don't see it here, but there it is. Yeah, 15% win rate for you. Oh, there you go, 15% win rate. This matchup is also fairly decent because you kind of just control the board. We have really cheap ways to remove their units if we absolutely need to. We have really good ways of making multiple units if we need to. We can kill Zed with our Soul Harvest. We also just have Hate Spike to kill Zed. We have Tellstones to be able to just simply block the Zed. There's a lot of tools you have into this deck. You can basically just keep your HP high and then just have a bunch of poopy blockers. Eventually you'll give something Undying or Deathless, and then again, if it's like a Deathless Iron Hound, that's really good. If you can give it to Mage Seeker so they can't cast their 5-mana spell very easily or their spells very easily, that's going to be very nice. And your opponent's just not going to be able to deal with you, and then you'll eventually just go, okay, here's my Morgana, I'm going to gain some life, I'm going to kill your stuff, and you'll just run your opponent out of cards. That's basically the rundown. I know that was a really long deck explanation, but I like to go really in-depth with the new decks to kind of show you guys how to play it so you have the most success possible instead of just showing you random games and then you're wondering, why isn't it working when I play? Or, why isn't it working when you guys play? So yeah, and I figured if you guys aren't interested, you're probably not here right now anyways, because there's timestamps of when the game starts, and most people probably just click to where the game started. So appreciate you guys for sitting through that deck explanation and telling you guys how to play the deck and all the important cards and how to play each matchups. So yeah. That's going to be it for the intro. Hope you guys enjoy the games. Oh. So. Nor ED again. Hey, look, our Mordekaiser card. Alright, I'm going to keep this whole hand. That's good. Is there any board space for doing anything? Not really. So it's more like, it's just a Heimer. It's just Heimer Nora. But all they did was they took out Heimer and they put in Mordekaiser. They took out Nora, put in Mordekaiser, and then put in, like, the big worm and stuff like that. That's the biggest difference. That's really all it is. It's not like anything new. Alright, I'm just gonna make a 3-3 and hit you in the head. I'm just gonna attempt to hit you in the head. I would love to get the make your guy unkillable. That would be quite cool. I just really can't do much this game. You can block here and deal 2 is okay. Fine. Alright, so we have Mage Seeker. I'd like to give it Undying. Really what we need is we need to draw like Worm into Mordekaiser and just kill them with worms. We must kill them with worms!
No one is beyond my reach. No one.
You can get rid of the suppression. And we will play another! Alright. So we'll simply play another one. No shot. Now they're not going to have room for a suppression. Whatever. Whatever. It's okay, it's okay. We're hitting them in the head. We're hitting our opponents in the head. And that's part of the game plan. Okay. I don't want to just pass because they're just gonna middle a card. Surely they just want to deal 1 here, right? With their Scrappy Bomb. They can't play a card that costs more than 2 mana. Okay. Alright, let's do this. I at least force you to play that. Wait, what? You're gonna mill a card. You milled a Burbly boy! Okay. And we're gonna bring them both back with Mordekaiser. So this feels good. Assuming they can't kill both of these. They can probably kill at least 1. They're not gonna be able to kill 2. We have Mordekaiser here. They kill Mordekaiser. We have Mordekaiser onto a Kindler. Oh, this feels so good. Plus we can silence the Broadmaid. Okay. Let's do this. We can silence the Broadmaid. And they're not going to have any fast speed deal 2s either, which is really good. So Broadmaid will deal 1 to it, and then they can't insta-kill it before we can just, like, Mordekaiser them. This feels good. They also have just, like, full cards in their hand. They're just trying to not get suppressions, which I get, but, like, I'm just going to hit you in the head and draw a bunch of cards. I think that's something that they're not understanding. It's like, you're going to be at 10 cards, so you're not going to get suppression. But I am, in fact, going to just hit you in the head for a lot and draw me a bunch of cards. And, like, I don't really need you to have the suppression if you just can't deal with the board. You know? Okay. And then what? Yeah, sure. So we just do this. And then I get it back, and you get suppression. Thoughts? Yeah, my opponent just simply did not play enough cards in their hand. They might just be stuck with units. Which is kind of unfortunate for them. But the suppression card's really nice. It's going to stop them from being able to stop this attack, and we're just going to deal a lot of damage to them. Whee! You're at 5. You are at 5. We have to silence that so we don't just get, because I don't want to get wrecked on the open. I don't want to get wrecked on open. And I don't think they'll have another one of these because, they milled one. Ooh, they have a Nora, though. That's okay. That's okay. One thing we can... Oh, we can't do that because it costs 10. Morgana's quite okay. Yeah. Okay. So... What can we do here? I think I'm down to just, like... Draw me another card? Slash give them another suppression. I'm gonna give this tough, so it requires 2, This way it requires 2... Or 2, what's it called, hits. You know what I'm talking about? Riptide Rex. It needs 2 Riptide Rex hits to die. Oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, okay. Sure. Sure. I do like the Mordekaiser Realm of Death. That is a card that seems pleasing to me next turn. I do like that. Which is something I think I'm gonna do. Sure. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna open with Death Realm. And then, oh yeah, I'm definitely opening with Death Realm. And Mordekaiser takes 2 damage, though, which is kind of rough. So now what if I just did this? Then I lose everything. I think that's okay, though. I think that's okay. Because we get our whole board back, because we're just trying to kill them at this point. Alright, so they're going to get 1 suppression here. We're going to draw a bunch of cards. Whee! Oh, they're not even going to get a suppression. Because they're Ghast guy. Dang, that's pretty good for them. But either way, like, we're just applying a lot of pressure here. So, like, deal 1, deal 1. Yep. Oh, they had a guy summon a Ghast. That's so crazy. But, like I said, we're still just gonna, like, be hitting them in the head for quite a bit of damage. So, like, this is lethal. This is lethal, so you have to show me fast speed spells. Whoop. How many of them you got? I only need 1. Wallop is good. I did kill your everything. What I could have done, I could have played Morgana last turn and then done that. And then the Morgana would be pretty good. The Morgana would have leveled and got us there because it would have taken a blocker away from them. Just deal 2 to my Inquisitor. No, not my Inquisitor. Not the Inquisitor. Okay, I guess I'll just get another Mordekaiser. If I have to. And he's leveled. They're Riptide Rexing me. Okay. I will pass. You can Riptide Rex this board. Yes, I will let you do that. Okay. Good job, buddy. You did it. You pushed 4 damage. That's a lot of damage. That's very much big boy damage. Very poggy-woggy of you. That's very poggy-woggy of you. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna hit you in the head. Whoop! Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser! Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Down just glimpse. I don't even have to kill it. Oh, this feels illegal. Oh, this feels illegal. Nice. Take that, filthy control player. A Auction Morgana, real auction deck. A not copium auction deck. Prove it. This hand's pretty okay. This Deathless onto this 5/3 is kind of silly. Deathless is such a crazy keyword. I just cannot imagine that they actually printed this keyword the way it is. Okay. Pass. We can pass again and be like, oh, I don't have a 2-drop. I will say this is worse until like needing to hate spike on turn 3 here.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
Whoop! You can't do this. What is this? I put up plus 2 Christian opponent suppression. What do we do this? Do I still get the suppression? I still get the suppression? Yucky. That's pretty yucky. Alright, let's do this, I guess. And we can just Spirit Leech next turn. Just Spirit Leech next turn. Where's outvaluing our opponent? Good card. We just did that and passed. Our opponent doesn't think we have a 2-drop because we didn't play a 2-drop earlier, right? So that could scare them. That could scare them. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't really. Just kill their 3-1. Oh, am I getting grappling hooked? Yuck. Grappling hook, gross. Alright, well, I'm gonna pass. I just wanted to make sure they can't play an auction this turn. And then we're just gonna Iron Hound next turn. And don't worry, be happy now. Alright. Let's do this. And oh wait, Iron Hound costs how much mana this thing costs? Damn! I think it's expensive. What the hell? Alright, I'll make 2 0-1s. Okay. For my life. And skirt. Skirt. Alright, then. And we're just gonna outgrind our opponent, outvalue them. And this is a strike spell here. What? On my 8-4? Okay. What if I just did this? You get your palace, but you also don't have a 5-3. I think is quite poggers. They should block and then just equip the 1/1 and get their palace, right? Unless, yeah, that's definitely what they should have done. But that's okay. They have to open. They don't open, they're just gonna get turbo outvalued here. I'm gonna summon a lot of cards. I mean, I have to Mordekaiser, but I kind of wait till I can Mordekaiser and Hate Spike. Also, I want more board space. Nice. I don't know why they're letting me not kill the, like, this card. Shrew. Cool. I wonder if they realize they actually want the bloodletter, so they could just start cycling bloodletters and doing cool stuff like that. They will learn.
I have found such beauty in mortality.
Yeah. Yeah. No one asked, Morgana. No one asked, Morgana. I need to kill 2 allies and then I can level my Mordekaiser, but there's no reason to rush it. I have twice the amount of cards as my opponent and a full board dominance. You don't need to be greedy here and pressure things. You can just take it slow. Take it slow, you know? Just take it slow. You don't gotta get brazy. You gotta take things slow sometimes. Alright? You don't gotta get too brazy. Whee! Okay. Are trying, and I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still gonna put you to 3. Oh, I think we had a lethal. I could have killed the Morgana there and had a lethal. That's okay.
We are what we do. Don't want to die? Don't do.
False sense of security. Alright, now we do this. Into this. Whoop. What? Can't believe you've done this. Can't believe you've done this. Whoop. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try it again, though. Thoughts?
None beyond my reach. I am not done with you.
Okay. Very pog. Close game. Close game. We just kind of out mid-range them. We did mid-range stuff better than they did their mid-range stuff, and that's all it takes sometimes. Alright. Iconar. Go and Nar. Gotta do this so we can kill Doggo. Killing Doggo good. Yes. What? Oh my god, that's not fair. No dog? Well, that's just not very cool of you, sir. That's just not very cool of you, Hobo Joe. Let's pass. Let's see what they play. If we need to play a 3-1 or a 2-1. Looks like the answer is 3-1. Good card, good card. Okay. We can do this into Death's Grasp. Okay. This is fine. I'm kind of tempted to just silence and suppress this thing. I might get like an actual decent amount of value off of it. I might get like an actual amount of value from it. Okay, we can pass. Tell our opponent to do something. Do something about it! Okay. Mage Seeker! I will kill your doggo. In a nice way. Whoop. Thank you for that. Appreciate your business. And show me Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser soon. Mordekaiser coming soon. Pass. I have a Morgana. Alright, what does that do? Yeah, you go to jail.
I shall show them what it is to fall.
You go to jail. You go jail. Alrighty. So, no Morgana. I mean, no,
Share in my
what's his name? Mordekaiser. No Mordekaiser at Sucky Sucky. We could Dark Binding this, but I don't really think I want to. I think I'm just gonna play another Morgana. I'll probably just like glimpse it. You know. Draw me my cards. Give me my cards. Mordekaiser! Mordekaiser! Oh. What? Combat Cook.
Fighting food and cooking evil.
Fearsome.
Switch those.
Boo. How do you feel about jail?
You cannot break a shadow.
How do you feel about jail? You will never get to attack me with that unit again. That unit right there, yeah, it's in jail. Ooh, not very cool. Overwhelm. Whoop. I'm gonna draw some cards here, don't mind me. I'm just gonna draw a card, make big units. You know, all the cool things that cool people do with their cool cards.
Come and get it.
They have Frostbite. So, how do we beat that? Like this? That's how you beat Frostbite? Okay, cool. I like draw card. I like draw card. Dog! I mean, we're definitely just killing this combat cook next. That's going to 3. Alright. Well, let's kill our combat cook. Oh, wait. We can get 2 Morganas. We can, like, kill their whole board. We can kill their whole damn board! Well,
Do not look away.
so that, this player. You can block 5 and you're at exactly dead. Cool. And you're at exactly dead. GG. Fight the buggers! Cool. That worked! Man, this deck is so sick. You just like out mid-range every deck. You have so much value and some of the best just like trading tools. This is crazy. Alright, another really hard, like real heavy control deck. See how we can do with this though. Oh! That's pretty good cards into this really heavy control deck. I do like that. We need to apply some amount of pressure though. That's not pressure. Okay. Hey, there's pressure. No card draw for you. No card draw for you. I just want you to just pass. Lame. Okay, we have this. It's a glimpse. I don't think it's very easy for them to kill this. Oh, hello. It's gonna cost them quite a bit of mana to do that. It's gonna cost them quite a bit of mana to kill this, because it's gonna cost them 4. And we can just glimpse. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I do like that. I do like that. Do this. Nice. I mean, what if I just like played this Morgana card?
I shall show them what it is to fall.
Let's just play our Morgana card and hit you in the head. Thoughts? That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alright, now we just need one Mordekaiser. They're gonna have to kill this turn because they don't want me to get... They don't want to get recursed by a Mordekaiser. Okay, so we can do this. Whoop! And then it costs them another 4 mana to try and kill this, and then we can just glimpse, and then we can Mordekaiser and do our thing. We can do our thing. Oh, they just simply do not care. If we Mordekaiser them right now, they would just get absolutely destroyed. But we don't have Mordekaiser. They can't even castigate me here. I guess they could castigate me here. But, I'm just gonna draw 2. Don't mind me. Also, why'd you get rid of the only thing that could kill 8/4? That's the only thing that efficiently trades into the 8/4. Okay. Hey, there's our Mordekaiser card. So, let's just... I want to deal with tough Mordekaiser. I think it's okay, because we'll probably just kill it with, like, straight-up damage either way. Okay, this looks good. Our Mordekaiser will mess them the F up. Nice.
For the wicked, for the dead, I bring rest.
Boom! Oh, Tough Senna is kind of a bitch, though. Tough Senna is kind of a bitch. Yikes. Okay. 12 mana, this is 13. I don't really have good cards to pull. Let's do this, so if they try to castigate, we still kill the Senna, which is nice. Okay. Okay. Just crumble. We can do this. I can do this, I mean. Still doesn't kill the Senna. What if we did this? It would be the same outcome. Okay, let's do this. Hate spike. Nice, we baited them. So now we can do Spirit's Journey. This. What am I doing all this for? Okay, make him have another one. Make him got another one. Show me another one, bucko. Another one! Okay. So, what we can do now is we can just glimpse here. Give them a suppression. And then I was kind of hoping to draw into another Mordekaiser, but this is okay. This is okay. For some reason I thought I had a hate spike, but it was a glimpse. This is okay though. There's suppression. We have Rekindler. We can even give our Rekindler Deathless, which is pretty sick. There's our hate spike. Suppression. Sure. Oh, that's pretty gross. Is that a leveled Mordekaiser? Oh, I don't want to level the Mordekaiser before I attack, but I don't want to just give them a free card. That is much easier to deal with, I think. Do this. That is much easier to deal with than a Mordekaiser. I don't really have a way to do anything, so we'll do this, I guess. Whoop. My Mordekaiser is leveled now, which is good. Plus, if we try and kill Senna, they can always just have like a glimpse or something, which is pretty annoying. Okay. So now we're just gonna Rekindler. And it should be much easier to deal with. Much easier to deal with, the Senna. Whoop. And then if they try to kill the Mordekaiser or something, we can just get another one with Hate Spikeu. Hate Spikeu! We can even threaten to kill our own Inquisitor. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Oh yeah, we're chilling. So like, I can do this. Get it back. And then gives them a suppression. That's gonna force a card out from them. How do they still have 2 mana? Oh, because they have 2 mana right now. But they can't play spells, which is quite cool. So we can do this. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm missing... Oh no, I'm still getting a Mordekaiser. Okay, cool. I have 3 Mordekaisers. You know what's better than 2 Mordekaisers? 3 Mordekaisers! 3 Mordekaisers is the correct answer, George. That is the answer we were looking for. Draining 3 per slay is what we were looking for. Okay. Seems good. And we can just give this Deathless now and be happy. They can't play Mordekaiser spell because of our good old-fashioned Inquisitor. So let's kill you and suppress you some more, I think. They're gonna kill a Rekindler. We can get another Mordekaiser. I'm pretty sure we get another Mordekaiser. That's gonna fail me. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna lose one. Okay, let's just pass. They have to attack to trigger the Mordekaiser. Okay. So, let's do this. Give you no spells on open. We're really gonna give you no spells on open. Cool. Yeah, you really aren't getting spells on open. Woo! Oh, I love the mid-range matchups. Mid-range mirror matches are so much easier than spell-based mirror matches. Like, give me units on units, and that's so much easier to deal with. My little brain cannot handle all the spell-based mirror matches. Nora stuff, Karma stuff. I'm actively upset that Roji qualified for Worlds. And it's because now... No, it's because now I can't meet up with you and Max and have a World's watch party. Because you're playing in it. How am I supposed to have a Texas World's watch party if you're in it? Like, what? We either all have to qualify, so then we can just all play Worlds in the same house, which is sick. Or no one gets to qualify. Them's the rules, little bro. Them's the rules.
Okay, Dolly.
What?
Just like you showed me.
Okay. I'm just gonna pass here on 4 and tell them to do something. And tell them to do something. My unit is thoroughly in jail. Oh, okay. Sure. What if... Woo! What if Mage Seeker? Okay, got rid of the suppression. Respect. Okay, you're wasting a lot of mana, which I am all for. You have 10 cards. 9 cards in your hand. What if I just pass again? What do you do then? What? Razor barbed. Okay. Now what do you do? I probably could have played Fading Icon there. But, yeah. Kind of just get this really cool Mordekaiser card. And you're also going to get suppressed by a lot. Works for me. You have to open. Otherwise, something like this happens. And you are just not allowed to play spells for the rest of this turn. Or, I mean, you can, but you don't get to play good spells. I should say. Yeah, that's a... You got it. You Morgana'd me. I don't think that matters. Do I even need to do that? Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think that Morgana matters nearly as much as you think it does. Yep, you are no longer suppressed. And I'm just going to hit you in the head. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So let's get rid of this card and not take a bunch of damage from it. Let's go ahead and revive you. And we're just really trying to make sure you cannot play spells ever. We're going to make sure you just simply do not have fun playing the game Legends of Runeterra. What are your thoughts about not having fun? Please. Please enlighten me about your feelings on having fun. Because what if I told you no? I'm halfway down to just like pass. Yeah, passing sounds cool. Passing sounds cool. Passing sounds quite cool. Okay. Virginia, 9. What if we added a suppression? What if suppression? Thoughts? Okay. Okay, we are definitely taxing their mana, and I feel pretty good about what's going on. We have hard kill spell for any crazy shenanigans. I feel pretty good. It's actually really good. I really like decks like this. A solid value. Oh wait, you can't even curse me right here. Like if you played a second Morgana, I just straight up don't get the curse. Attack, okay. +2/+0, okay, okay. Okay, they're schmovin'. They are schmovin'. Oh? Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Do understand. Whoop. What if I kept them both alive, though? How are your thoughts on both of them being alive? Curious. Just curious. Cool. Very pog. So that's a press card that you have in your hand. Now that I know that you can't actually deal with what I'm doing. Boop, boop. We're gonna overdraw a card. But that's okay. I can actually do this and not overdraw a card. So we will not overdraw a card, I'll just place Teltones at the end. And it will just make sure you actually are not going to interact with us. Cool. Cool. And then, oh yeah, you still can't play cards, by the way.
I'm cold, I'm hungry.
We'll do this so we don't overdraw cards. And what if, hear me out here, what if you're just not allowed to play cards? What'll happen? Okay, who knows? If I spectral my guy, will the revive from Mordekaiser happen first, or will the card happen first? I assume the card will happen first. Alright, well, it's Morgana. And then, yeah, if you want to spend half of your turn getting unsuppressed, we'll let you.
Break a shattered soul.
The Hound goes first. Yeah, that makes sense. I would assume the Hound goes first also. Wow, this deck is something. Your unit is in jail and your hand is in jail. Wow. That seemed not very fun for my opponent. I must say so myself.